Yo, welcome to my review of Pokemon Journeys, episode 51. So I'm sure if you know my opinions on Ash's Farfetch'd, you might have been anticipating this review quite a lot. So this is its first focus episode, 24 episodes after its capture for some reason. So did this do anything to make me like Farfetch'd?
The answer is yes and no.
We'll get to that later. So the start of this episode annoyed me a bit. We start with Pokemon World Championships recap, which is pretty cool and fine by me. But we find out that Ash has jumped up from rank 1021 to 415, completely off screen. Considering the last time Ash ranked up on screen was episode 33, this is incredibly frustrating to see. This is Ash's goal, and it kind of undermines it to me by kind of doing this. It's not the first time they've skipped Ash ranking up too, because you might remember that I complained about them skipping his re-entry into the superclass in episode 39 as well. Now, I've seen that, they're irrelevant side characters, so it's okay to skip. And maybe that would hold some weight to it if we got to see Ash fight people more regularly. The entirety of the 40s was completely devoid of World Championships content. We also get to see like 99% of Go's captures too, so it feels like we could get more love for Ash. We don't need to see every World Championships match he does, but seeing them more regularly and not having a stupidly high jump in ranking would really go a long way in helping out here. Also, I'm going to say, I love the idea of giving Ash a goal that gets him battling more. Is it tougher to animate more battles? Sure. But we should have realised that before committing Ash to doing this. At the very least, we get to see training between Ash's team, which funnily enough we got to see in episode 39 too, so I guess I've referenced episodes twice in this review already. And for record, Dracovish isn't here. Farfetch'd smacks Ash down as Ash approaches Farfetch'd, and Go runs into Ash to let him know that there's a horde of Geodudes there at Rock Tunnel. So Ash takes it as a chance to train Farfetch'd there. So Farfetch'd gets to training itself by breaking rocks. Farfetch'd is portrayed as a bit of a loner here. It goes off on its own, and when Ash tells it to be careful, it looks away. It walks off following thanks from Go after revealing a Geodude. And it hits Ash after Ash says he'll help it. And here's part of why I said no, this doesn't really help me like Farfetch'd a lot. I just don't like this personality one bit. I mean, it's definitely an upgrade from what it had before, since it has a personality now, and it's nice to see that from it. I find it just kind of obnoxious, to be honest. A man called Gemba with his girder comes along. He's a World Championship challenger too, and he praises Farfetch'd. Farfetch'd tries to attack him as he does get pretty touchy, which, okay, yeah, that's more understandable than attacking Ash. Gerda protects Gemba though, and they get into a battle. And I won't be recapping all the action, but man, this battle was pretty awesome! For one thing, it's not a short match, and we actually get a good look at Farfetch'd's battle style here. And I genuinely think that the only complaint I do have with this match is Focus Blast looking kinda naff. But then on the counter side, we have Farfetch'd using Fury Cutter, which looks really good, and there's some really nice effects with the line art and stuff like that. Farfetch'd also has the move Focus Energy, which is pretty cool, and that will probably tie into its evolution. There are some moments in this battle though where Farfetch'd goes to do its own thing. Anyway, this continues to be a pretty heated battle between the two fighting types. It ends with a brutal swing clash, where Farfetch'd breaks through Gerda's beam and takes a match, ranking Ash up to 381. So we finally get to see him do that on screen again too. So I didn't mention him, but a Gallade trainer was watching throughout this whole battle as a silent observer from above. Gemba suggests to Ash that Farfetch'd is a real warrior, as it walks off and it points its leak at Ash, as he tried to follow. The Gallade trainer calls Ash inadequate and tells Farfetch'd his name is Rinto. They get into a battle and Farfetch'd is told it doesn't know what's essential. Gallade very quickly puts Farfetch'd down and completely outskills it too. It's not even a competition really. Rinto still sees the potential and hopes to see Ash and Farfetch'd battle in unison the next time they see each other. So off the bat, what I really like about this episode is the action. And man, I do mean this, it's great action for Farfetch'd. This is a pretty amazing battle through and through really. Feels suitably tough for Ash where he is, and it's animated just so well, since it's the focus of the episode. And we get a good amount of time with this. Plus, you know, getting to see on-screen battles for the World Championships is really nice. Farfetch'd did win me over action-wise. I think it was pretty cool, it's got a cool battle style, it's got cool moves. But personality-wise, not at all. I mean, it's obvious what the character arc is going to be, and that's fine. I'm glad it has the direction of kind of like growing to be more in tune with Ash and stuff like that. But as it is right now, just ain't for me. Hitting Ash obviously doesn't have the same affection aspect to it as like being bitten by Dracovish or Gibble or something. And unlike Charizard flamethrowing Ash, I don't think that's a good reason to do it. And the whole lone aspect just isn't interesting to me. I'm not even sure it particularly works well with previous episodes where it was hanging out with like Dragonite or it was trading with Riolu. So my opinion on Farfetch'd basically went from, I don't like it, to it's okay. So let's see what future episodes like the Wickstrom episode do for me. A pretty cool addition to this episode is Rinto. He doesn't really do a huge amount, and I think he's got some pretty good presence, and should be a good hurdle for Ash and Farfetch'd eventually. The way Gallade effortlessly put them down and set up for a turn is pretty nice. I don't think he'll be a main rival or anything, but it should be a fun little temporary one. Obviously, one criticism of this episode I have is Ash being at rank 415 going into it. I don't feel like I need to get back into that, but it did really upset me that they did that, and the quality of the action does cannot make up for that little bit bad writing, but very luckily, it was some really great action, and this episode is definitely worth watching for the battle. Everything other than, well, basically Ash ranking up off screen is pretty damn worth it. I think you're gonna have a great time watching it. So you're just okay for now, Farfetch'd. Let's see if they can do more for you in the future.